声音。这话长像不是。
OK 吗，老师？
晚上好。
Just a moment, and before this, I tell something about my project. I decided to do that because in England it's always raining. It's very different from China. I lived the city before, and the raining all the time. At first it made me very low, and that time I do the language course, and I'm very patient. So, but after that, I find I enjoy the England rain.
You do?
Yeah.
Right. I still don't enjoy it, and I've lived here all my life. Hate it. Hate it.
So why you hate it? Because some like your childhood memory, or?
No. No, it's every time it rains in this country, it's very, very damp. It makes your bones ache, it's dark, and it's depressing. I find the weather in England depressing. This last year we've not had any real sun. In 2012 there's no sun, none whatsoever. And we went on holiday to a village in Kent, by the coast, for 2 weeks. Rained almost every day. It was torrential rain, we couldn't get out. It's horrendous.
At first I found myself is very hate about rain, but after that I think the rain is okay. If in my country, the weather is raining, I will do nothing, I just stay at home. But here I can do something I want to do.
You can?
Yeah, the rain cannot stop. The rain can't stop me to do anything. Some like to hiking or traveling or something, but it's different kind of feeling about that.
I think if you have to go out, I used to own a horse, and I used to have to ride her every day. Whether it was raining or not, I had to ride her. And one summer day, we were going on holiday, but we were going for 3 weeks, and before I packed her up and sent her to a yard, do you know what a yard is?
Yeah.
That would look after her while I was on holiday, because you can't just leave them. I took her for a long walk, just to exercise, just to say, right, last. I came back in torrential rain, my knickers were wet, the saddle was wet, it had got inside my boots,
Yeah.
I was just soaked. But because I was fit, healthy, riding fitness it's called, and because I had to do it with my horse, it was funny, but we were drenched, absolutely drenched. I have gone out in the snow, I've gone out in the ice, only with her. I wouldn't do it otherwise. And I do find the rain in England restricting.
But I think it's the rain is a part of England things.
Part of it.
I think if the England without the rain is not called
England.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's so green. But Ireland rains more than we do. It's wetter in Ireland, and it's greener in Ireland too, because they have what's called soft days. You go out on a soft day and the rain is in the air, just like walking through a cloud. And that is very, I like that, I prefer that, not the complete, you still get wet, but it's not the relentless, and the grey. I hate the grey skies that come with it. Rain, sunshine, fine. But all day rain, all day grey.
Yeah. And I heard from my friend, and the Lake District. Yeah, it's always raining, but after that it will have the rainbow.
Not every time. My husband is from the Lake District, and he moved down here to get away from the weather. It's just relentlessly wet. He said all of his childhood he remembers going to school wet. Wet shoes, wet coat, all of his childhood. And so he has no good memories of living. I think it's nice if it's different. It's like I would enjoy the snow if I was in Canada, because it's not like snow over here. And I think as a visitor, it's lovely living here, year after year after year. You as a child, you never got to play out. There was no, you can't play skipping rope. You can't play anything that isn't ruined by wet. No, not for me. I would move to America like that if we could. I would live in California, not here.
Okay, for you, how could you describe the rain? Use the 3 words.
My what?
For your opinion, to the rain, your impact of the rain.
How do I find it? Depressing.
Depressing.
Biggest word, depressing. Yeah. A spring shower, when you need the rain for the flowers to come up, for the trees to have leaves. Lovely. Short and sweet, not cold. Winter rain, no, horrible.
But so many, the English movie have the rain scenes.
Yeah, it's because it invokes a mood. You have rain in any film, and it's for a purpose. It's not just because, well, it rains all the time. But if you look at all, do you know this studio called Elstree Studios?
No, where?
Elstree Studios in England in the 50s and 60s, very, very famous for English films. You've heard of Norman Wisdom? Must have heard of Norman Wisdom. No?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
But all the films in the 50s and 60s made at Elstree, every one of them is brilliant sunshine, no rain whatsoever. The rain was in it. It was because it had to be there for the story, not because it was, it's normal. But if you have a film on the Yorkshire moors in the north, always has to be raining, because it always is. It's sunny, very, very little. That's why we have a lot of sheep, a lot of herbivores, cows, sheep, because they have to have grass. Rain equals grass. But last year, a lot of farmers have gone out of business, too much rain, and it has ruined the grass. There is no grass. It's drowned it, there is no grass. So they've had to sell their cows. Sheep you can put up into the hills, you can't put cows into the hills. So for Britain, it's pretty on film, not to live. Not to live. And it's all right in the city, you can get out of the rain. The countryside, no. I had my horse riding with her, and every year she would have what's called mud fever, which is a disease of the legs, because the mud in her field would be like this deep. Wet.
So about you, do you have some story about the rain or related to the rain?
Well, only the one about me riding out in a t-shirt on my horse in the summer and being caught in a deluge, and I ended up with all my underwear was wet. I was completely wet through to the fact that I was sitting, and as I was riding it was going. The wet was through to the saddle was wet, the horse was drenched, absolutely everything. Because you can go out riding in a coat that covers your saddle, covers your boots, so you don't get too wet. But this was summer. It just fell. It was like someone was watering can out of the sky. It was dreadful.
So, how the feeling about that? You enjoy it? Or?
No. No, who wants to get cold and wet? It's uncomfortable. I am a creature of the sun. I love the sun. I do not like the cold, I don't like the wind, I don't like the wet. But that's because I don't like camping. I will not go away unless I stay in a hotel. No camping, no caravan, no thank you.
So if the holiday have the bad weather, you just stay at home, you do nothing?
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, we always go to the sun. Every year we go to Greece, because guaranteed every day, from morning till night, sun, no rain. We always go away. I said last year we stayed in this country, and every day we were away, it was wet. You go to a zoo, the animals don't come out, they're in their they're in our houses. They don't come out. You don't see them. You just see empty cages because they don't come out in the wet. So it's pointless unless you go to an art gallery.
Ah, so you don't have the memory about the rain is good, just like the rubbish memory.
Yes.
Ah.
Totally. But that's subjective. Other people might find the rain invigorating and wonderful. If you live in a wet country, as this is, you don't appreciate water. We have floods all the time.
Yeah.
Our fields are ruined, our crops are ruined, potatoes are very expensive at the moment because they're ruined. Lincolnshire is very flat, where all the potatoes come from, and it's been ruined this year. Absolutely ruined. So for us, living here, when we don't have any sun, we crave the sun. And I think people in Africa crave water.
Yeah.
Live somewhere in the middle.
And I think that if you stay at home, the rain will help you to create something like the songs, the script, or something like that, to help you to think about your own life. No? No.
Staying at home, I feel imprisoning, and it makes me more depressed. If it's cold and wet, and I don't want to, I can't go out because it's no point getting soaking wet. I'll go to the shops because they're all covered, and that's fine. But I don't really like shopping.
Yeah.
It's all right looking. I don't really like shopping. Not unless I want to buy something particular. And in the winter, I make sure I go food shopping every day. I don't go to supermarket. I go to food shopping every day, so that I do have to go out, because otherwise I would stay in all the time.
Okay. How to adjust your mood because the raining every.
How do I adjust my mood? I don't. I get depressed every winter in this country. I shouldn't live here. I shouldn't live here. In fact, doing this course has got me out. Today I would have gone out once. Now I have to go out twice. That's good. Yesterday I wouldn't have gone out, but I had to go out for the course, or tutorial. So I came on this course to get me out. Otherwise, I have no reason to go out. I can sit indoors all day. There is no reason for me to go out.
So do you have some child, when you was a child, so do you have some memory about the rain?
A good one?
Anything. Like me, when I was young, if the have the thunder or storm, I'm very scared about that.
Yes, I was once out with my boyfriend in a car, little tiny car, and we had picked up two friends, another man and a woman, and I didn't know this woman very well. He was our friend, this was his new girlfriend. So we went out for dinner, and we drove into the countryside, nice pub, and then it started to thunder and lighten, and I'm terrified. I would have to go cover my head, not see it. But she was more frightened than I was. So I had to cuddle her in the car. She put her head here, and I had to hold her so she couldn't see. And then I stopped being frightened because I had to be calm for her. And now I'm not frightened of the thunder and lightning. It's ridiculous. But she was terrified, absolutely shaking. So I wasn't that bad. It's fine, it won't hurt us. We're in the car, we're going home, we'll be fine. So me calming her down calmed me down. And as I said, I've never been frightened of the lightning ever since. That was one positive thing that came out of thunder and lightning.
Maybe, and still now I a little bit too scared about the sound. And do you know the website is called the rainy mode? It's just you open the web page and you can hear the rainy sound effect.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would anyone want to do that? Yes, if you live in Africa where there's no rain, great. I want to hear birds singing. I want to hear seagulls flying over there. I want to hear waves, sunshine.
Waves, the sound is very good. And you know, our cameraman, he always to tell that and to add the soft music.
Mm.
I think it's very peaceful. And once I live in his home and he turned it on, and I heard it, the sound and stop come is it's I can't control the ringing sound beat softly or something else. It auto to loop it. So I think it sounds, so I turn it off.
Yes, I can. I went to Paris last year, and we had this hotel room that had this odd, looked like a radio. What is that? That's to send you to sleep. And we turned it on when we went to bed, and it was like a glow, and slowly it went down like this and down like this, the light, but over this was the sound of the sea. And really it's the best sleep I've ever had, being shushed to sleep. And I now have an alarm that I can switch on for birds to wake me up, singing birds in the forest, and the forest sounds, and then the light comes up like dawn, and then it's bright sunshine, and then I'm awake. So it's it's not no alarm clock. It's very, very nice and gentle.
It's a great thing.
But that's the way I like it. When you're in bed warm and the rain is outside, that can make you feel cosy.
Yeah, and I think at first I just come to maybe the 2 weeks, and in the middle night it still have the sun, and it's raining. It will be a little bit dark, and I can sleep very well. It's very helped me that time.
Yeah, I think it can be very soothing. But on the whole, I would prefer sunshine. But let's face it, with human beings we like a little bit of sun, a little bit of rain. And I think plants need sunshine, plants need water. So if it rains and it's been dry for a little while, in England everybody loves the rain, including me. If we've had a very hot summer, I know we haven't had for some time now, but if we have a very hot summer, you long for the rain, you long for the water to come back, because rivers dry up, streams dry up, especially in Cumbria, waterfalls stop, and then comes the spring, or the autumn, I should say the autumn, when it gets a bit wetter, and then the water starts to run again, and that's very nice. So I love spring, and I love autumn. I don't like
winter.
No, and I don't like very, very hot sun. So I'm typically English. I like a little bit of sun, a little bit of rain.
It's like the life will be
Equal.
Equal, yeah.
Yes, an equilibrium. Yeah, I'm not, the weather, I don't like extremes of weather. So this going to California where they have hurricanes, it's just a dream, and I probably wouldn't do it anyway.
Okay, how about your family attitude towards the
My daughter couldn't care less. She goes out, she's a veterinary nurse, so whether it's raining or sun, she has to deal with an animal. If the animal is wet, it doesn't matter. She has always been like that. She loves the outdoors. She's always out. She has 2 children now, and her 2 children out all the time. Put your Wellingtons on. They're Wellington boots. Oh, do you know what Wellington boots are? Rubber boots. Yeah. They live in their rubber boots. So they have chickens. They ride horses, and they have an outdoors life. My son is in the army, so he's had to be outside in extreme weather. It's very, very hot in Afghanistan and very, very cold, training in Wales, which is the Brecon Beacons, very, very cold.
Do you know, for me, this week is very bad because this week didn't have the rain anymore.
What, this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad. It's nice. I have a very small dog and he hates the rain. Won't go out in it.
Do you know, my tutor Phil, he have a dog, and the last week I asked him for the interview. He said he liked to work with the dog in the small raining night.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, my daughter's got a dog who loves the water, and if she comes to visit me when I'm in Kent, we live near the sea, and the dog goes straight into the sea.
Wow.
Winter, summer, straight into the sea, up to here.
Yeah.
Swim, bites the fish, bites the pebbles, loves it. But my little dog, I have a small dog like this, and I put his coat on, still doesn't like the rain, doesn't like it on his head. I have to towel him down, clean him up.
Okay. Let me think. Do you have your favorite the scene in the movie is in the rain or the something like?
Yes, the only